Welcome in. It is day 299, and you're speaking with the Meeples Champion. And today, we're going over another party game. This is one out of my sister's collection, as she's more of a party gamer, so most of the party games I review tend to come from her house. The game is simple, it's cute, it goes pretty quick, and it's a fun little deception-style game. The game is called You've Got Crabs. Now, the concept of the game is very simple. You play this in teams of 2, and the teams need to find a way they can communicate to each other when one or the other has gotten crabs. To get crabs, you have all these cards in the game, and you're going to have ways of drawing them, passing them, and whenever you get a pair, you need your partner to point at you and say, "You've got crabs." If they do, they get a point. However, if you have one of your opponents end up seeing that you have crabs because they can pick up on your tell, then they're going to get the point. So you have to work really hard on finding something that's a simple signal that's not going to be obvious. You might do a scratch of the nose, and first time it might look like you're doing that, but then all of a sudden the second time you score points, they notice you do it again, and they're like, wait a minute, why are they scratching the nose? So it's a game that's all about making sure that you're paying attention to what everybody is doing and adjusting. You want to make sure also that you and your partner come up with some kind of, maybe you have a signal like this, but you say like, first one's this, second one's this, the third one I'm going to do that, and your opponents don't know what to do because you keep changing your signal. It's a fun little game. It's a party game. It's intended for groups of 4, 6, 8, but why don't we just jump right into this game. Let's talk about our 7 categories and see where this one lands for us. The art. So when it comes to the box, the art's not good. It's a big red box. Doesn't grab the eye. It doesn't do anything for me when I go into a store and I see a boatload of small games. This one doesn't grab my attention. And if anything, it actually detracts my interest. But the inside is really good card art. It's not an amazing setup, but the card art is really nice. So I think if you see people playing, that you realize the art's not bad. But it still isn't going to grab a regular gamer, and I think the box detracts too much. I think overall I have to give it thumbs down. Your components. There's only 2. You have your cards, which are really good. It's a good card stock. I'm not worried about wearing. I'm not worrying about tearing. And you've got your crabs, these cardboard pieces that you pass out as the points. And they're both really good. Thumbs up. Your price. So this game is definitely available in a lot of the stores when you're talking about, you're going to find it at Barnes & Noble, a Target. You're probably going to find this in a Newberry Comics or your smaller stores. Your regular board game stores, it's maybe in 1, possibly 2 out of 5. Reason being, it has to be the stores that have a good collection of small games. Okay, a store that doesn't mind to focus in on party games. A lot of board game stores, in ways that we all would agree, I think, is what we want, are focused more on the larger games. Therefore, this game doesn't make it to those stores. That being said, I think the price is reasonable. It's probably in that $15 range. I think you're getting a fun party game, and I think you're getting something that everybody can enjoy and you're going to get a lot of use out of. So, thumbs up. Your difficulty. This one, I think 10-year-olds could play this game, but they may not be great at picking up other people's tells. But I think they could come up with a signal. The problem is I think it's going to be too obvious from a 10-year-old. It depends on the 10-year-old, but for me, that might be a tough range. But beginners and experienced, that'll work fine. It's a party game. Experienced know what they're getting into. And I think an expert, same style. They may not want to do it at all, but an expert knows a party game night is different than regular nights. This isn't you're never touching a party game. This is you play party games once in a while because your family and friends like to, and you have to occasionally adjust. And as such, an expert, I think, would be okay with this game. So, thumbs up. Replayability. For me, the replayability is that this game can be played multiple times in a row. This is not one you're pulling out on a regular basis. But this is one that's going to get pulled out for maybe a family get-together night. Maybe your family does once a month or something, a family game night. Or for a holiday, some kind of a party. And I think that when you pull it out, you're going to pull it out for a few plays in a row. It's not a one and done. This is one where you're going to probably have, oh, we have a big group, maybe there's 15, 16 people hanging, and 6 of us are going to go play this. And when the game's over, one of the couples heads out and another group comes in, and you just have interchanging play. And I think that's a regular thing. When I have my family get-togethers and this game's been pulled out, that's how we've played. So for me, the replayability is there. Thumbs up. Your keys to victory. I mean, the keys are very simple. Can you figure out somebody else's tell? And can you hide your tell? Those are the 2 keys. But that's enough. That's what makes the game flow. And if that's what you're using to have the game be enjoyable and fun, there's nothing wrong with that. So I think the keys to victory are there. Thumbs up. Is the game unique? I don't think the game's unique. We've seen bluffing in hundreds of games, not dozens, hundreds of games. Bluffing is a normal thing. So being able to tell if somebody is or it doesn't have it, what's a signal, stuff like that, that's just a tell. So poker could really relate to this. But the essential of the game still comes down to trying to get these pairs, which is just go fish. So we've seen it in other games, but that's really the origin game I would think of. For me, it's a fun, cute little game, but it's not unique. Thumbs down. Overall, what do I think? I think if you're a party gamer, go grab it, throw it in the collection. It's not a bad one to have. I think if you're not a party gamer, but you have friends or family who are, and they might want to come over and not want to play your big games, it's a good one to have. Don't be afraid to grab it. But I think that there's a lot of party games out there, and I, for one, while I don't mind having a few in my collection, I would prefer to only have a few and not have the majority, and to let other people who like those games be the one to spend their money on it. And then I don't mind playing because that's what they want to play. And when they come to my house, I go, I've got a couple options. If there was one you really cared about, you could bring it with you. But if not, it's either one of the ones I have, or let's try a little bit of a heavier game. But, not everybody's into that, or maybe you like to get a bunch of games of every category and you want to have every party game. If you want to do that, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just not what I would do. Well, it has been day 299, and we've been speaking about the game, You've Got Crabs. And you've been speaking to the Meeples Champion. Like, share, subscribe, and check down below in the description where I'll be adding an Amazon link in case you want to get this game for your collection. Also, if you do have a Board Game Arena account, check in. I have just updated my picture and my name, so you can now find me as the Meeples Champion with this logo as my username, my actual avatar. And feel free to friend me, ask me to play games. I try to jump on and play a few times a day if I can. I've been practicing like crazy, trying to get ready for the World Series of Board Gaming, so I'm up there playing primarily Azul, as that's one of my big games I'm going to be competing in, but also Patchwork and Ticket to Ride when I have a chance. But I also love playing games on there, like Res Arcana is one of my big ones for sale. I love getting in a game of Sushi Go, Seven Wonders. So if you jump on, look up the name, send a friend request, let me know that you've seen the channel, and I'm happy to play games with everybody who follows. Well, until next time, I'll talk to you tomorrow.